Oh, are you ready for some yummy, yummy foods? Okay, it's not me cooking today. I brought a dear friend of mine. Please welcome Miss Little Kinda. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you are here. Kinda just got back from an amazing trip, and I was watching her on social media, and my mouth was drooling the whole time. Where did you go?
We just spent some time in Spain, my family and I, and Morocco. We love traveling as a family, and one of the things we love to do is go to cooking classes, because I feel like...
While you're on a trip?
While on our trip, because we want to remember those memories, and I feel like the best way to bring back the memories from your trip is by smell and taste. And we want to bring back those memories, so we take cooking classes so we can recreate those dishes back home.
So the whole time you were on your trip, I'm watching you, like in your stories, and you're doing cooking, and then I thought, oh my gosh, like she should come and show us and take us over to the other side of the world for those that can't go.
Absolutely.
So what did you bring back today? What did you want to make?
So today we're going back to Spain, and we are going to be making two dishes. One main dish, which is a very famous dish in Spain called paella. And we're also going to make a Spanish tapa called pan con tomate, which is tomato bread.
And they're both from that side of the world.
This is more of a Catalonian, the pan con tomate is from Barcelona, from the Catalan region, and we learned this recipe there. The history behind this recipe is that some of the families would have bread sitting on their kitchen counter for a few days and it will get hard. So a way to reuse that bread was to rub tomatoes on it, to soften it up with garlic and olive oil and salt, and it's kind of like a Spanish bruschetta, but it's very yummy, and you're going to be very surprised with the flavor. So
okay, yeah. I'm ready. So we're going to make both at the same time. Can you take us through and tell us what we need for ingredients?
Exactly. So we're making chicken paella, and we have chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Those are used because they can handle high heat. You can cook for a longer time. You can use chicken breast, but that might dry up. So we have chicken thighs that are marinated in a paprika sauce. This sauce right here is a red mojo I found at the farmer's market. It includes peppers, and it includes garlic, and also some paprika. So I use that as a marinade for the chicken, but if you don't happen to have that mojo sauce, you can also just put some salt and pepper and some paprika on your chicken. That's all you need.
Sounds easy.
I also have the white mojo sauce, which has leeks and garlic. So basically it replaces my onion and my garlic in my dish. So I don't have to cut little garlic.
So you're just using in the sauce to marinate. Okay.
Exactly. And here we have grated tomatoes. So I basically used my grater to grate tomatoes in here. There's about 3 to 4 tomatoes that were grated.
So you would just basically take this
and cut it in half and just
then
grate it all the way to the skin.
Okay.
These 3 things right here are what's going to create the sofrito, which is the base of the dish of paella. We need Spanish rice. This is called bomba rice or calaspara rice. You can't use any rice for this. It has to be paella rice. And we have peas for garnishing our dish later. Also some sliced lemons to garnish our dish. We use saffron in this dish with salt, sea salt, some paprika for the end, and olive oil. You want to make sure you have a good olive oil that comes from one olive, because we are going to be using it for cooking, and you want to make sure that it can handle high heat.
Okay.
Also some rosemary, and then and then the chicken broth.
Oh, and chicken broth. And garlic. And garlic. Okay, so what are we going to do? Take us through. Let's start making lunch. Let's make lunch.
Let's make lunch. So basically, to make the paella, you're going to need a paella pan.
Where do you get these?
You can find those at like Home Goods. You can find them at World Market. I actually invested in a professional grade.
Okay.
This one doesn't have that film on top. So if you're going to be making paella more often, I would recommend that you get a professional grade pan that doesn't have the film that peels off on top.
Perfect.
So yeah, here we're going to start.
Okay, let's start.
You like to party, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is our party. This is our dance floor right here. So we're going to prep the dance floor.
Okay.
And we're going to add olive oil.
Okay.
You don't want to keep this on for too long over the heat without adding olive oil, because it does heat up fast.
Okay.
First guest to enter the dance floor is the chicken.
I like that. The first guest to enter the dance floor.
That's right.
All right, chicken, let's dance.
Let's dance. That's right.
There we go. Chicken's dancing.
That's right. The music is starting. And you notice how it warmed up really quickly?
Yes.
We didn't need to preheat our pan. So we basically have to cook this until until no longer pink, but you don't have to cook it all the way because it's going to continue cooking while you add all the ingredients and everything else. So.
In Spain, is it like one of those dishes that everywhere you go there is paella?
Absolutely. There's paella. I mean, actually, southern Valencia area is where the paella comes from. But everybody that goes to Spain, the first thing they want to try is paella. So a lot of other cities do offer it, even though the dish did not come from that region.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Traditionally, it's made with seafood, and you can also make this dish as a vegetarian. You can eliminate the chicken and just add vegetables and continue making it the way you're making it here. Some people add chorizo to this, but we're not adding chorizo today. We're just adding chicken. Like I said, I like it because you can keep it overnight in the fridge, and you can feed it to your kids the next day. You don't have to worry about seafood and any kind of food contamination or anything like that. Okay, so now the chicken has danced. Okay, it had its turn on the dance floor, so now it's going to go to the side and clap. Okay, they're going to clap. You know, at parties when they clap for everybody. This is just how I imagine it, so I can. The way I taught myself this recipe is.
Okay, I like that.
You know, this is the dance floor. Everybody's gonna. You know,
they're gonna go clap.
They're clapping on the side.
Stand and clap, chicken. Right. You stand and clap.
Clap for the next guest to come onto the dance floor. And we're gonna bring our tomatoes in.
Tomatoes.
We're gonna put it right in the middle.
Okay, all of it?
This is the start of our sofrito. So this is the grated tomato. So basically you have to let this dish talk to you. Okay? If you feel like it needs more heat.
Oh, the smell. I can already. Oh, that smells good.
So I can turn it up a little bit because it needs more heat. We wanna reduce the liquid down of these tomatoes. Okay? So the heat is in the middle. These are kind of chilling on the side, just clapping out.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, clap, clap.
Okay.
Okay. So to this paste right here, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of this mojo sauce. This is basically peppers and garlic and paprika.
Okay.
And if you don't have this mojo sauce, this is the part where you add diced bell peppers and garlic.
Okay.
I'm adding 3 tablespoons of that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be adding.
You can just in case it gets super duper hot.
And then we're going to add the leek. This is a white mojo. It's actually also garlic and leeks, which replaces the onion.
Okay.
But if you don't have this, you can add onions, diced onions, and the garlic that's already in there. So.
This looks good.
Yeah. So now we're going to mix it together.
Mix this all together.
Mm-hmm. And look at the colors that it's going to make. It almost looks like a map.
This looks amazing.
You can smell all the flavors.
Yes.
And anytime you introduce a new guest to the dance floor, you always want to sprinkle some salt and pepper on top of it.
You're so cute. Every time a new guest comes, sprinkle some salt and pepper.
Right. A little bit of salt.
Okay.
Everybody needs some love.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now we can get them to all dance together. Now everybody comes on the dance floor. Come on. Good. So at this point, this is what they do in Spain: is they add the rice, and the way they add the rice, they add it in a cross-like shape or an X-like shape, and they call it la cruz, which is the cross.
Okay.
Also, it's a strategic way to put it in because you want to make sure you evenly distribute the rice all over the dish.
Sure.
So when you put it in an X or in a cross shape, it could be evenly distributed.
Okay.
So we're going to turn it down. I think the paella is telling us that it's too hot right now, so you kind of have to listen to it and let it talk to you.
Okay.
The music is getting a little too loud.
I know, it's getting too loud. Now
too loud in
all
here.
over the place.
That's right. So we're going to grab the rice.
Okay.
And again, this is called calaspara rice or bomba rice, especially for paella. And we're going to distribute it. This is 2.5 cups. And we'll have this recipe and links. And this is where we're blessing this dish right here.
Look at that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we add that.
Okay.
We're going to add a little dimple in the middle, right here, in the back of your spoon, and this is where we're going to add the saffron.
Oh, yes.
This is a very important part of this dish. We add the saffron in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have blessed our dish, la cruz, we can start toasting our rice and mixing it in with everybody. What's next is the broth. So like I said, it's 3 to 1. So 1 cup of rice to 3 liquid. So we have 2.5 cups of rice, which means we need about 7 cups of liquid. Each one of these are from Costco, they have about 4 cups each.
Okay.
So we're gonna do like about 4.5.
Okay.
Sorry, 1.5 cups.
1.5.
Yeah. And you can start pouring. You can pour the whole thing in the middle, and
okay.
and it's gonna make its way.
Like this?
Yep.
It's a lot of liquid.
It's a lot of liquid. It needs a lot of liquid for the rice. So normally we do like 1.5 per 1 or 2 per 1. This is 3 per 1.
Okay, so we finished 1.
So we'll just add like maybe half of that.
Half of this.
And then start mixing them together.
Same thing?
Does it feel like you went to half?
I think we're
yeah.
at half.
There we go. Perfect. So you want to mix it together, and let's get some salt and pepper in there.
Salt and pepper. I think it's over on that side. Okay.
Okay, we can give it some love. There you go, and a little pepper. Perfect.
A little bit more pepper. I like
Pepper.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now that we have this in, we're going to turn up the heat a little bit so we can get it to simmer. Okay. And also a little trick we learned is you use the back of your wooden spoon.
Okay.
To kind of just make the rice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just kind of spread apart from each other because they're kind of, cramped in the middle, or so you just kind of make these lines.
Okay.
Because after this, we cannot touch or stir this dish, or else you spook the rice.
Oh. Wow.
That's it. So now we're gonna let this simmer, and then once it simmers, we're gonna have to let it cook for about 18 to 20 minutes.
Okay. And we don't put anything else in it right now?
Not yet.
This is it?
This is it for
Okay.
now. Yep.
All right.
And we just gotta keep checking on it.
So paella is simmering. We're going to let that do its magic, and they're going to keep dancing back there, as
That's
Kinda
right.
says, for a little bit. And now you're going to show us how to make a quick little appetizer, maybe that we
Yes.
can incorporate in some of the parties.
Absolutely, you can incorporate this in parties. You can even make it for your kids for after school snack.
Okay.
The kids love it. You can even put deli meat on top of it if you like. Think of this as like a Spanish bruschetta. Just a different way to make bruschetta.
Okay.
So basically, there's 2 ways to make it. You can use grated tomatoes. Basically, you take tomatoes and you grate them down, and you use the sauce. That's
Oh, the juice of
the
it.
juice
Okay.
of it. So you grate it down all the way to the skin. And that's what we're going to scoop and put onto the tomatoes. Another way to do this is to actually rub the actual tomato onto the bread. So we're going to start. I'm going to have you do your own.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is just the French baguette that I got from the store,
Move this
and
aside,
I
please.
baked at 400.
Okay.
We want to have that middle part to be crunchy
it
and
is
hard.
crunchy, it's
Yes.
hard,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't have the bread sitting for 4 days and hard like they did in the old days. So we wanted to kind of have that texture in the middle in order to rub the tomato.
Sure.
So we're not going to start with that first. We're going to start out with garlic
Oh,
first.
garlic.
Okay. So just like grabbing a chalk and going like this on a chalkboard.
Okay.
Think of the same thing. You're going to just rub the bread.
Oh, look at this, and look at the oils from the garlic.
Okay, you're good with this one?
I'm good with that one. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to make this in 2 ways.
Okay, are we done with this?
We're done with that one,
Okay.
yep.
Put this aside so we can see.
So one way is to just scoop the tomato and put it on top.
That looks easy.
That
Okay.
looks easy. If you don't want to do that, you can grab that tomato and just rub it. Just rub it, rub it, rub it.
Oh, this is super easy too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is prettier, but this
Yeah,
works.
yeah. So there's 2 ways
Okay.
to make it. And then we're going to grab some salt.
Salt.
I think we
Okay.
grab some salt. You're going to put some salt on top.
Okay.
And then we're going to finish it off with some olive oil.
And that's it?
And that's it. And I want you to try it.
Cheers. Let's see. Oh, Oh, good.
Can you taste the garlic?
Who would have thought that several ingredients just would make something so yummy?
And even just rubbing the garlic.
Can I have some wine, please? Yeah, so the party is going on. Everybody's dancing with one another.
Everybody's dancing with one another. Where the flavors are kicking in. The liquid is kind of reducing down. So this is the time when we're going to add our peas.
Okay.
So those are just peas, frozen peas. But I have them at room temperature. You just add them. They make it look very pretty.
Yeah, you need that pop of color in this.
Absolutely.
It's so red.
I'm going to add the peas in there.
Okay.
Just like that. And again, I have not stirred this once. You don't touch it. The minute you touch it,
it starts to fall apart.
It's going to fall apart. You let everybody dance. They're dancing to their own music right now.
Yeah, listen,
and they're happy.
Right? They're dancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we're going to wait a couple minutes. Once we see a little reduction in the liquid, we're going to
dress it up
and put it to the side. Yep. All right.
So the party is happening. Now what do we do?
Okay, so now we're going to garnish. It's almost at the end. We're almost done. We're going to garnish it with some rosemary. This is going to bring out amazing flavor. And then we are going to add the lemons.
So what are we doing?
And I'm turning this off.
Turning it off.
Just kind of put them around, make it look pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the outside?
Yeah, sure. However you like. Maybe right here.
Okay.
Right there.
Is this ready to eat?
It's ready to go. We just need it to rest for about 5 minutes.
Rest for 5 minutes.
There we go. Yep. This is good.
All right. Is that good?
Yep. So we're going to cover it with aluminum foil and let it rest a little bit. We're going to remove it from the heat.
Okay.
So
take it off. Oh my gosh. I want to eat this now. Okay, so we're going to cover this party and let them just kind of rest. Now they're tired, they're exhausted.
They're exhausted.
I'm going with your dancing story, Kinda. I'm going with your dancing story. They all need a break. They've been dancing way too long.
That's right.
Everybody have some tequila. We'll be right back with you. Oh, I've been waiting for this. The party is here. Wow, Kinda. I'm just so stimulated with the eyes. I cannot imagine what this actually tastes like. Paella is ready.
It's ready. It's ready to be served, and I want you to try it. I can't wait.
I'm going to try it. Don't worry, I'm going to try it. So you let it rest for 5 minutes. You know, the one thing that is the big takeaway with both of these is that when you hear the word paella or you hear sometimes the word like international food, everybody's like, oh, this is just too hard to make. And you made this so easy. Like, this is so easy for a mama to put together for their kids.
Yeah, it's honestly, I feel like a lot of moms are intimidated and they're, oh, you cook. And I wanted to just find a way to present this that anybody could do this.
Yeah. Anyone
can do this. I didn't know how to make paella. I learned how to make it, and here it is.
Well, I am so appreciative. Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
I already had this. It's time for this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go. Let's see what this is about. Oh.
It's still a little hot?
Yeah, I know your mouth is watering. Oh, this is good. I'm gonna make this spicy now.
A little spicy?
I need it spicy.
Yeah, you can add some hot sauce on top of it to make it spicy. You can even add more paprika on top. We can actually sprinkle some paprika.
So good.